You make the screen bigger.
Hey, Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
Activity. You're joining, all right. So, we need a special invitation from you.
There's Mark. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Awesome. It's Sundayfunday. I'm excited.
Really? Come on.
I always feel good after I do his class.
Yes.
I don't know why, but I do. Sometimes I hate it during the class, but I have to remind myself of how good it makes me feel after the class.
Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, we are underway, folks. Sundayfunday officially begun. Today, we get started. We're going to come to the center part of our mat with feet brought together. Take a little bit of exterior rotation effort from the heels. So as we stand tall, I like to try to spiral your heels away from the center line. Just give me a little bit of engagement up and around the hips. From that, we're going to ask ourselves to lightly pull our tummy in. Good manners always count. And as we do that, I like you to draw in from the belly button and actually kind of pull up all of that strong muscle up and in towards the rib cage. Try to create length from each vertebrae of the spine. And again, these are additive things. So we continue to externally rotate the heels. We've drawn in and grown the spine. Draw the shoulders up, open the palms to face forward, separate the fingers widely, and then draw the arms backwards. Let's not draw with the elbows. I'd like you to use the fingers to pull the arms long, and then use those same fingers that are pulling the arms long to pull the arms back. Now, proud of the chest, draw that head towards the sky, take a big inhale and sweep the arms all the way up. As you exhale, just fall wherever they want. As you pull down, and take a look at your pedicure. Oh my goodness. Now, as you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you exhale, straighten the legs, draw the hips backwards. Hold on that, take another breath in. Get that spine nice and long, pull that head nice and long. And when you exhale from that, let the upper body just fold down on the legs. Take a couple breaths and enjoy lengthening of those posterior muscles. This time you inhale, extend, walk your hands forward, and step or jump your feet backwards. Let's separate all the width of the mat. So hands and feet equally wide across that matosphere. It's a new word, I just made it up. You like it? Yeah. Push with the toes, move the body forward, and then drive the heels backwards. And then pull the hips up and back to down dog. And then come back to your plank, the wide stance one, and then grip forward by pushing with the toes. And then drive the heels down into the earth, then pull that booty up and back into the earth. Let's do that a couple more times. Enjoy the journey between the 2 points. Go up and back. And drive those heels down and those hips high to the sky. Back to the plank and hold. Let the chest kind of descend in between the arms. Drop the knees down, keep them in the width of the mat. Also draw your hips backwards. Walk your hands forward. So we have a wide stance, child pose. And while we're here, I like you to flip your toes, the backs of feet touch.
And then walk the hands back to your body and try to lower down onto your heels. Back up. Tuck your toes under. As we come back onto all fours, we have a wide stance once again. And we see the width of our mats. Let the chest drop between the arms, let the head fall. That will take the center of the spine and pull it to the side. Follow that belly, pull it up and into the spine itself. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, lift your tailbone to the sky. Pull the back of the head skyward also. Hollow up, pull up the belly, feel that nice full tension of muscle through it. And then relax everything to neutral spine. Both the knees, pull the hips up, drive the heels down, walk the hands back to the feet, and keep the width of the mats, the location of the feet, the sides of the feet, nice and wide as you inhale, extend. To exhale, straighten the legs. As you inhale, draw the hips backwards. Keep that spine in extension as you step the palms onto the shin. Now, let's bend both knees, let the booty lower towards the mat, and then start to raise or elevate the shoulders higher than hip level. Take your palms, push them into the shin. This is beautiful. I like you to grow the spine and the head, ebb and flow skyward. Push palms, extend spine, lower down. Just inhale, stand tall. Sweep your hands to the sky, salute the sun, and then bring hands over heart. Let me say, good morning. All right, now, let's keep that width of stance. Let's take that right arm, sweep it up and into the air. Take the right hip and push to the side. Oops. Roll the arm nice and long, and then the arm going to descend down towards the ear. And then switch sides. At the opposite side, sweep up. A nice length through the arms, pulling the fingers, pushing the hips to the side, and then oscillate between side to side. And then come back up center. Reach for the sky. Inhale. Exhale, relax the arms. Keep that stance nice and wide. Draw the shoulders up. This is like your big tough guy pose, you know, trying to call someone off out to a fighter. So we got that nice shoulder raise. I like you to take the palms, face them into the body, separate the fingers nice and widely, and then open the palms by spiraling the thumbs backwards, and then rotate them internally. And then externally, and just do that a few times at your own pace. So this process is called corkscrewing. So I'm going to corkscrew a few more times. And the last one, we're going to hold back the thumbs so the palms are basically way in the center line of the body. We're going to take a big breath in. Make sure those legs are nice and straight. Keep those palms and that thumb externally rotating so we have a nice proud chest. Draw in the belly, pull that butt back, and pull halfway forward. Try to keep the arms elevated so they run parallel to the sides of the body and come back up. So we're not letting the arms sweep forward. We're going to keep them side body, fold down. Keep those thumbs spiraling up and away. We're going to feel a nice strong shoulder activation. So a lot of exterior rotation of the shoulder joint. Training these muscles to get a little stronger and more active. Create that neuromuscular facilitation. Big word basically meaning we're telling that muscle to fire up and fold. We come down, come back up, hold up, sweep the arms to the sky. And as you exhale this time, hold it all the way down. Walk out to plank. Keep the wideness of this posture. Make sure your head isn't falling off the body. Let's take your right knee, lower to the ground. Kickstand that foot out the back. Let the left heel just drop down. So you just kind of use the toe. Follow the big toe. It's the hinge point. We're going to open that left side. So our left hip rotates to the sky. Let's reach that left hand up skyward. And while we do that, I'd like you to kind of push through the knee. Knee cushion, you can always add it in. But we're just trying to create some length and opening for the hip on that left side. And on the right side, we're gonna sweep that left shoulder backwards, growing the spine as we rotate. Take a big inhale and as you exhale, lower the left hand back to the earth. Back up to the toes on that left foot and step that right foot back. And then now we do opposite side. Extending the left foot, dropping in the right heel, reaching that right hand to the sky. Using that left leg to push. So we're kind of opening that hip. As we drive the hand, inhale, pull with the fingers, keep that arm long, and then lengthen the spine as you rotate the right shoulder backwards. Take a big inhale and as you exhale, fold it back down. We're gonna go opposite side again. Step it back. Drop the right, kickstand. Left heel hits floor, left hand sweeps skyward. Left shoulder rotates back. Spinal extension as opposed to spinal compression. Grow the spine, inhale, exhale. Lower left. Reset back to plank. Left knee drops. Right heel hits the earth, which right hand reaches to the sky. Open, push from the hips. Almost like pushing and driving and trying to stand on that right knee. As you inhale, pull that right shoulder backwards. And as you exhale, let's sweep it back down. Step that left leg back. Back into our wide stance plank pose. Pull the hips up and back to down dog. Behind the toes. Grab the heels to the earth. Do that a few more times. Pull those heels down. Walk the hands back to the feet. Keep holding. Let that upper body just relax. Extend to flat back. Exhale, bend both knees, palms to the chin. Push and extend, shoulders rising above the level of the hips. Lower those hips down a little more if you can, and this time sweep the arms forward so we are in a squat-like position. We're going to stand tall, and we're going to squat down. Now we're going to work range of motion here. Why range of motion? We talk about it all the time. We talk about muscle dysfunction. And it's really related to range of motion. Range of motion in the joints. The ability to move the joints to a greater range helps to facilitate better or reduce, I should say, muscle dysfunction. We have to lengthen, strengthen, and practicing range of motion enables the muscles to lengthen out to a better length. And what happens is that we sit for long periods of time and shorten them up. So practice getting deeper. Not likely you'll get taller, but the ability to get down, which causes more movement for the joints, the knees, hips, the ankles, strengthens the muscles and lengthens the ones that are short. Keep coming down, hold down this time. Now, if you can, raise the arms, stand tall, reach for the sky, lower the arms shoulder heights, arms over the front speed, all the way down, hold down, raise the arms, stand tall, lower the arms shoulder heights, squat it back down. You know the motion pattern. So sweep as you raise, extend as you lower. Try to get more depth. Come up, sweep, come down, lower, hold down, hips push to the sky. Inhale, extend, go flat back. Draw that booty back, straighten out those legs. Now walk the hands back to your plank pose. Hover low. And then push it back up. And then pull up and back to down dog. Let's do that a couple more times. Kirsten's just dying to do push-ups today. Drifting back, hovering low, pushing back up, pull up and back down dog, pull. Ride those heels together, pull that booty to the sky. And then back, plank, bring the knees together, center part of the mat. Let's tuck, extend the feet so the tops of the feet are touching. And then draw the hips backwards. I'm gonna modify the child's pose. I'm just gonna bring the legs together. And then rock the hands forward. The spine extending. Make the neck being deeply pressed. That's the relax. Arms walk forward. Now, just center so slightly. Right, let the hips shift to the left. And then come out center, and then shift to the right. It's more or less hip movement, side to side. Feel those small little muscles around the hip joints. Oh, all right, let's bring it back center. Walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders. Let's separate the knees, but keep the toes together. So big toes touching at the back, tops of feet still. Course of action here, and then let's rip back the hips. Feel that nice opening along the shin muscles. Muscles that Kirsten doesn't want me to use the name of. So we'll just call them shin muscles. Grow the spine nice and long. And the chest nice and proud. Just hang it a little bit. Feel the lengthening happening, right? Feel a nice release going more so on my right side than left. It's not unusual for dominance. Take over relative to these nice stretches. And then feel that nice relaxation coming from the muscle. And we let it sit for a little bit. And then when you're ready, on up onto the all fours. Tuck your toes under. Float the knees. Pull the hips high to the sky. Drive the heels to the earth. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Hold that upper body down and then hang up. Time to chill. We got some work coming up. Now as you inhale, extend. Exhale, hips draw back, keep those legs straight. Big breath in, hold down. As you exhale, as you inhale, and sweep the arms to the sky as you rise up. And salute the sun. Good morning. Now, bring your hands over hearts. Take that right foot, step forward. We remind everyone, here it is quickly, separate to provide balance and stability. Left to right, that is. Now, take the right knee, let it shift forward of the right toes. Take the right heel, drive it to the earth, and then drive that hip up and into the sky. So keep that muscle activation. Let's engage the upper body down. If we bring it into play, I like to pull up and in the belly button. Proud of the chest and lean in that front leg. So leaning being a function of hip flexion as opposed to leaning, a function of spinal flexion. Best you can, I want you to be extending in the spine and just hinging through the hip and planting that right heel into the earth. And you may have noticed, as I've been blah, blah, blahing, that the work in that right hip is getting felt. If you got that, awesome. Now, hands from heart, hands extend outward. Keep that nice extension through the arms. Draw the shoulders back as you crowd out the chest. As you inhale, raise the hands, and as you exhale, lower the arms, sweep them back. Open the palms, and then sweep forward. Try to keep stable the upper body and the legs for this full movement of the arms, sweeping back and lifting up. Let's do this a few more times. Nice and slow. It's the race. The long-term one. Pull back the hands, keep the chest proud. Now, lean in a little more.
You bring high in the toes of that back foot, make sure that heel is going to drive to the earth, so we're gonna set the foot so it's the place where we got that ability to do so. Now, drive the heel down, push high into the tippy toes, and do that a few more times. As you do that, keep the spine extending, keep those arms in exterior rotation, palms are facing out and away. Up on the toes, hold up, sweep the arms forward and up, all the way to the sky, bring hands over hearts, and take the front foot and explode off a bit backwards. What's the matter? A little bit of burning? Yeah. Burning's good, that's muscle change. Now, take the opposite foot, step it forward. Same setup, opposite side. Love saying that. Are you about here yet? No, not really. No. Left knee pushes forward. Left heel drives to the earth. Heel drives to the earth as the leg comes straight. Right foot up on the tippy toes. Lean in as we begin to enjoy the journey on this side. I'm going to give you a nice moment of silence. Find the balance. Now, extend the arms forward. Sweep down, back, open palms. Sweep it up. And continue. Give you a count. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. Try to keep stable the body, the legs, balance between left and right. So we make the arms move. Ever so slowly, ever purposefully. Pull back. Rotation. Extension of the spine. Lean in a little more. Get that nice balance back. No wobbling side to side. Keep it nice and secure. Sweep those arms forward and up. Sweep them back. One more time. Up. Hands come over hearts. Front leg exposed backwards. Hello. As you inhale, push your hands to the sky. As you exhale, half forward fold. Nice. Now, upper body is nice and long. Make sure your head hasn't fallen off your body. Pull that proud out of the chest. Now, palms. As you separate your fingers widely, keep the palms aiming down at the earth. As you keep your fingers separating widely, rotate the palms so they face away from the body. We're going to corkscrew here. So rotate internally, rotate externally. Keep that tummy pulling up and in. You want to protect that low back. You feel the low back stressing, it's because the support for it is acquiescent. Keep it active. Now corkscrew a couple more times. And then hold the palms out, stand tall, and hold up for 1 second. Now, take your legs and imagine you're pulling both of them to the center line. Take your palms and make sure they're rotated externally. Take your arms up shoulder height. Make sure there's little or no bend in the elbow. Pull with the fingers to help reduce all of that. Feel the nice opening for the chest. If your palms pointing to the sky or facing skyward, pull the fingers backwards, but use the fingers to pull the arms out. Make sure you're tension free for the neck. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, keep everything in place with the exception of hinging for the hip. So fold halfway forward, hold the arms up. And come back to standing slowly. Keep the arms extended, fold. It should feel very taxing. The degree to which you can fold, you're going to work on that. We're going to increase the range of motion as best we can. Come back up, hold up, arms go to the sky, hands come over hearts. Take your left foot, extend it forward. All right, now, we're in a lunge type position. With hands over hearts, we're gonna take the right knee, we're gonna lower down that knee to float. Not touch, so if you feel a touch, come up off just a bit, just enough to have a little connection. Now, stand back up. And come back down. So we're gonna work a progression with this. And then simply by adding in the arms. So. This time as you lower, hold, extend the arms out. Rise up. And lower down. Up. And down. Up. Down, float the knee. Rotate the shoulder carries to the left, come back center. Do that a couple more times. And bring hands over heart. Stand tall, explode backwards. And set up the opposite side. Why should it have half the fun? The other one's having. Left knee lowers. Make that little tap, barely touching the ground. And coming up. Now, when you will rise, drive the heel, straighten the leg, front leg that is. The back knee, we're driving the heel towards the earth as we straighten the front leg. So we have two chains of muscle each leg working here. Down, come back up. One more time down, hold. Here come the arms, rotate right, come back center, rotate, center, rotate, center, hands hard, stand tall, step it back. Beautiful, nice. Sweep to the sky. Exhale, hold all the way down, have a seat. Ooh, baby. Grab some water.
Me too.
Coffee, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mark.
Oh, great. Now, to add to the fun we've been having, we're gonna come all the way down, lying down on our mats, on our backsides. Got a bunch of floor work we're gonna do. We're gonna do front, and then we're gonna do back. Sorry, I'm gonna reverse. We're gonna do back, and then we're gonna do front. So we're gonna step the feet in, just an inch or two. Excuse me. And I have a bend in the knees, it's very obtuse. So if you know geometry, obtuse is greater than 90 degrees. So it's a great angle, opening in the knees you can get. Make sure your heels are about hip width apart. Step them a little wider today. So we're going to bring them just a little wider than our hips. Now we're going to rock the pelvis a little bit. I like you to try to rotate back the pelvic girdle so you can feel some of the low skin back. Sorry, the low back skin. A little bit of dyslexia there. Lower back skin touching the mat. And then we're going to rotate internally so our thighs come together. And see if you can bring the toes to touch. We're a little wider up than normal. If you can do that, you get an increase in the range of motion. Your internal rotation. Now, hold the squeeze of the thighs. Hold it, squeeze them together. Focus on bringing them more strength. Squeeze a little harder. And squeeze a little harder. And you can vibrate. Great. Squeeze a little harder. And then relax. And open the legs. Just use the heels as a hinge point. Keep the bend exactly the same. Just open. Then close. And squeeze. And hold the squeeze. Take your belly button, pull it into the spine. Take your spine, make it nice and long. Let the arms descend down beside the body, cupping the fingers so that only your fingertips touch. Taking that chest and making it nice and proud. Taking the heels and beginning to push them into the earth.
reactivation up and around the pelvic girdle, hamstrings, internal thighs, the medial muscles there. Keeping that nice and strong, keeping the neck relaxed, try to lift a little higher, and then elevate back into your body, up off the earth. And then slowly lower down, open the legs, hinging to the heels, letting it go. You'll notice that the external rotation feels very easy. You know why? You practice it every day, even though you don't know. Now, let's work to bring back some strength for those medial or inner thigh muscles. We rotated back in. We began to squeeze those thighs together. The internal activation is strong, keeping those muscles active, very important. Then the arms find your place beside the body, fingertips on the earth, chest proud, and then we begin to elevate. But we squeeze as we elevate. We're gonna keep all of that big wheelhouse muscle right through the hips, the lower leg, push the upper legs, with the descending muscle from the hips onto nice active on the posterior chain here. Keep pushing heels, trying to elevate. But most importantly, keep squeezing the thighs and then lower down, hinge open to the heels. Hold that here for a second. And then one more time, we're going to come back to this. And then I'm going to flip it over. So, thighs together, toes together. Now let's bring some flexion to the feet. Keeping the feet flexed, squeeze your inner thighs. So we got a lot of muscle activation just in the legs. Here we go, arms beside the body, fingertips touch, drive the heels, elevate and squeeze. And when you thought you'd squeeze hard enough, squeeze some more, try to lift a little higher, keeping little or no tension in that neck. Hold for 3, 2, lower, hinge on those heels, open it up. Come back with legs straight, extend all the way out, and then flip it around. On to the B side. For those that know anything about records. A side, going to the B side. So we turn around the face, the earth. I'm going to come into the plank position where I have, well, that's more like quote like this. I have the forearms on the earth, palms are on the earth also. I've got a nice distance between fingers. And I have my pubis basically sitting on pubic area, sitting on the mat. Now my head's falling off the body just to demonstrate what I shouldn't be doing. I like to find extension for the neck and bracing. So how do we brace there? No, we engage the abdominal muscles. There's a lot of muscles here that we need to focus on, but in particular, we're going to use breath. So take a deep breath in and exhale it. And let's, on the next breath, focus on bringing the air into the lungs. So just focus lung breathing. Breathe it in. And then exhale. Now, here we go to stabilization. I like you to bring the breath into the belly. And feel the difference it makes in the muscle activation, in particular in the abdominal region. So let's exhale. Belly breath in. Hold that belly breath in. Take your pubic area up off the mat. So we have 8 points of contact. 2 hands, 2 elbows, 2 knees, and toes tucked under. And then lower back down, exhale. Deep belly breath in. Hold, elevate hips. Exhale, lower. Let's continue to do this. As we continue, I can also add in a little extra measure here. So belly breath in, hold up, take the center of the spine, flex, pull like an imaginary string, right in the center, pull it to the side, and then exhale, lengthen the spine and lower the hips. So that was our progression. hips up, center spine close to the sky. Exhale, extend and lower. Let's do that a couple more times. That spinal flexion part really engages the serratus muscles, the muscles of the ribs, and really amplifies that contraction through the whole interior front body. Lifting to the side, exhale, lower, bring the hands down on the mat. Sorry, bring your upper body down on the mat with the hands beside the shoulder. And I've got my face facing the earth, but I don't have it resting on the earth. So I'm actually engaging muscle of the neck. Elevate the head now. Take your right shoulder, sorry, right ear, and rotate it towards the right shoulder. And then come back center and do the same thing opposite side. So we're just gonna lengthening the lateral muscles of the neck while we've got the head and the back muscles of the neck back. So, kind of like you're swimming. You've seen a fish swim, we kind of like that. You come back center, take the hands, take them up off the earth, and then lower back down. Now, when you lift this time, I like you to pull the shoulders to the sky before you lift the hands up off the earth. So, shoulders pull the sky, you should almost feel the weight of the hands disappear, but then you take the hands up. So that's just providing more overload for the shoulders. Just lower down, and then pull the shoulders to the sky, pull the hands up off the earth, and lower down. Nice. Now, keep the head elevated all the while. Shoulders up, hands up, lower down. Turn your head to the right and relax. Pull the head back up, facing the earth. Now, instead of pulling up the shoulders this time, I want you to pull them out, like you're pulling them away from the center line of the body. It's a different activation. You may or may not connect to it, but I'd like you to try to connect. So you're pulling away the center line of the shoulders. Now, while you do that, I'd like you to lift the shoulders, take the hands up, and hold this. Growing the spine, rattling out the chest, hollowing out the belly, all of that. And as you exhale, relax it all. Come up, back to child's pose. And then child's pose, we're going to walk out the hands, enjoy a nice lengthening with that low back. You're going to keep your hips up. We're going to reduce the angle in the hips, spreading more flexion to them. Pushing the chest through towards the earth. Take the hands, rotate the palms to face each other. See if you can step them out just a little more, and then if you can, try to rotate the palms to face the side. All the while we point the forearms up off the earth. So rotate the palms back down. Remember, your baby fingers are just like hinges. I'm going to hinge over the palms. Rotate back down. Open back up. Put the palms back down and walk the hands back in. So we're in all fours. I've got the stance out to the width of the mat. My toes are tucked under. I'm going to let my chest push through the arms and let my head fall. And then I'm going to proud out my chest and pull the back of the head to the sky as I pull my belly up and into my spine. I'm going to float the knees. And I'm going to draw back the hips towards the heels. And then float back so I have a floating bear again. And then I'm going to float back the hips. And come back to floating bear. And float it back. Heels, hips, getting together. Float the knees. Now pull the hips to the sky. Ride the heels to the earth. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Find balance here. So go forward. Feel the pressure front part of the foot. Float back. Feel the pressure back part of the foot. Balance the tip. Inhale, extend. Palms to the shin. Well, knees bend as the hips lower, elevate the shoulders higher than the hips. Take the hands, sweep them forward. Stand tall. Reach for the sky. Fold, body long, exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, extend. Legs straight, pull back, palms to the shin, knees bend. See if you can get a little deeper into this pose. As you push and extend the spinal column, let the arms sweep forward. This time, raise the arms as you stand tall. And as you exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, extend. Legs straight, butt draws backwards, palms step to the shins as you push. See if you can get a little deeper. Spine extends, arms reach, arms raise, fold. Let the arms sweep down, backward, open. Sweep forward, up. Down and back. Try to keep the bend in the elbow nominal. Sweep all the way up. Sweep down and back. Proud of the chest. Stand tall. Salute the sun. Just inhale. Exhale. Fold it all the way down. Have a seat again. Just walking on my mat. Got some more water coming up. Cheers to everyone. A little more intensity in our work today. Finding some things we've been rehearsing to practice. So we lie down this time. We're going to work on our shoulder mobility a little bit, do a couple of stretches, and we're all done with it. So we're going to bring our elbows about shoulder height, take the back of the arms and come down onto the mat. So your arms are kind of like a big T, right? And we're going to bend the elbows 90 degrees with the palms facing forward. Right now, I got my feet step in towards my head. So you can have your legs straight, whatever floats your boat. I just like having mine like that. And we're going to take our forearms and we're going to let them rotate towards forwards. And we're going to hold on this just for a couple of breaths. You'll notice that although it may feel challenging, this is not daunting. It's not like a strenuous exercise. So I want you to kind of get a gauge for the range that your shoulders are internally rotating right now. How high up off the is your arm, your forearm. And then we're going to sweep back, keeping the 90 degree in the elbow, and see how far back it will go. I'm going to hold on this just for a little bit. While you hold, I'd like you to use some breathing, that belly breathing. And as you exhale, you know how the calmness kind of permeates the body. See if that'll allow you to kind of let go a little more and have one more rotation. Go on. And then let's start the process of moving forward. Raising up, keeping the 90 degree, 90 palm. Try to make its own little connection here. See if you can kind of muscle a little bit. Now, this comes with a trade-off. So a lot of times our shoulder blade wants to roll up to allow the arm to rotate internally, but we don't want to practice that. That's something we want to get rid of, as a matter of fact. So try to keep those shoulder blades anchored, if you will. Now, see if the angles changed at all. Is it the same? Is it worse? Hopefully it's gotten a little better. And then let the arm rotate. Both arms all the way back. Couple breaths. And then slowly up and then forward. So we're going to make a little more frequency in this. And moving backwards. Making touching the back of the hand as the point of re-embarking on moving the arms forward. Palms may not reach down to the earth, mine don't, but as far forward as you can get before you start to return backwards. Now let's fold. Let's fold back the arms, kind of like our field goal type position. And what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna slide the arms along the earth as we extend them all the way up. All the way along, so we probably like salute the sun, but we're in a lying down position. You'll notice that your arm may pop off the earth, so my backup hand is the connection point right now. As I begin to bend the elbow and lower it back to its starting position, I notice at some point my forearm makes a connection back with the ground. You may be experiencing the same thing. Now, once you get back to a 90-degree in that elbow, hold on that. Bring the forearm back up, and we're gonna practice moving forward like we did earlier. And then sweep back up. All the way back, and then start to push away. Those arms lengthen all the way up, kind of like you're pushing them overhead. Take a couple of breaths. And then start the process again, drawing the elbow down. Just getting back to that start position, flipping the forearm up, flipping it over, and you might see more range of motion start to happen now. We can use these muscles for more, hopefully more. I'm on my backward descent, and an extension of the arms above the head, and then coming back, looking up. Rolling down. Back up, with hands over hearts. I'm going to extend my legs all the way out, dropping my chin into my chest with hands over heart. Come up, full body style, all the way up. As I inhale, I'm going to dive hands through and then exhale and extend all the way through it. Up the breaths. We're approaching the ends here. Enjoy this little stretch. As you take the next breath in, let's sit tall. Let's bring hands over hearts. And let me thank you for being here today. I love that people here. I appreciate you coming. Namaste.
Namaste. That's fine. Oh. How do we feel?
That was hard.